A shelter in the storm asterisk. The afternoon sky had turned an ominous shade of gray when Robert Hayes noticed the first hailstones bouncing off the pavement. He was leaving his office building downtown, briefcase in hand, thinking about the quarterly reports waiting on his desk. Asterisk, then, he heard it. A small, frightened cry. Asterisk beneath the overhang of a nearby storefront. A little girl stood alone, no more than 7 years old. Her pink backpack was clutched tightly to her chest. The hail was coming down harder now, pelting the sidewalk with ice the size of marbles. Asterisk Robert didn't hesitate. He jogged over and knelt down beside her, holding his jacket over both their heads. Asterisk, hey there, he said gently. Where's your mom or dad? Asterisk, the girl's brown eyes were wide with fear, but she seemed to relax slightly at his calm voice. My mom. She's at the hospital. I got off the bus at the wrong stop. It's asterisk. All right. You're safe now. I'm Robert. What's your name? Asterisk Emma. Asterisk, well, Emma, let's get you out of this storm. My car is just across the street. We'll get you warm and figure out how to reach your mom. Does that sound okay? Asterisk, she nodded, and together they made a dash for his car. Once inside, Robert cranked up the heat and handed Emma his handkerchief to dry her face. Her hands were trembling. Asterisk, you did the right thing, staying undercover, he told her. That was smart. Asterisk, as the hail drummed against the roof, Robert searched for his phone to help Emma call her mother. That's when Emma spoke again, her voice small but steady. Asterisk, my mom used to tell me about you. Asterisk. Robert froze. He turned slowly to look at the little girl. What do you mean, sweetheart? Asterisk, she worked at your company. A long time ago? Her name is Margaret Chen. She said you were the only one who was kind to her when things got hard. Asterisk, the name hit Robert like a wave. Margaret, he remembered her well. She'd been a junior accountant in his division 12 years ago. Brilliant with numbers, but struggling. She'd confided in him one day that she was pregnant and scared she'd lose her job. Times were different back then. The company culture was less forgiving. Asterisk Robert had gone to bat for her. He'd arranged for flexible hours, defended her when others whispered, made sure she had what she needed. It hadn't been heroic. It had simply been right. Asterisk Margaret had left the company eventually and they'd lost touch. Life moves on, as it does. Asterisk, your mom is Margaret, Robert said softly. How is she, Emma? Asterisk, she has cancer, Emma said, her voice breaking. She's getting treatment today. That's why I take the bus to my aunt's house after school. But I missed my stop because I was reading. Asterisk. Robert felt his throat tighten. He placed a gentle hand on Emma's shoulder. We're going to get you to your aunt. And your mom is going to be okay? She's one of the strongest people I've ever known. Asterisk, Emma's eyes filled with tears. She talks about you sometimes. She said when I grow up, I should try to be like the people who helped us when we needed it most. Asterisk, the hail began to soften, turning to rain. Robert handed Emma his phone. Let's call your mom or your aunt. Let them know you're safe. Asterisk, as Emma talked to her relieved aunt. Robert stared out at the rain, thinking about the choices we make. The small kindnesses that ripple forward in ways we never see. He'd been so focused on his career, on success, on climbing higher. He'd forgotten that the measure of a life isn't found in quarterly reports. Asterisk, 20 minutes later. Robert pulled up to a modest house where a worried woman stood waiting on the porch. Emma's aunt rushed to embrace her niece, then turned to Robert with tears streaming down her face. Asterisk, thank you, she said. Thank you so much. Take care of them, Robert said simply. As he drove away, his phone rang. It was Margaret. Her voice was weak but filled with emotion. Asterisk, Robert. Emma told me everything. I can't. I don't have words. Asterisk, you don't need words, Margaret. Just get better. And tell Emma, she already is like the people who help others. She's brave and smart, just like her mom. Asterisk, there was a pause. Then Margaret said something Robert would carry with him always. Asterisk, you taught me that kindness doesn't cost anything, but but it's worth everything. I've tried to teach Emma the same. Asterisk that evening, Robert sat in his empty house, too big for one person, really, and thought about what mattered. The next morning, he started a scholarship-funded his company for employees facing hardship. Margaret's Fund, he called it. Sometimes the storms in life bring us exactly where we need to be. Sometimes we get the chance to be someone's shelter. Asterisk, and sometimes, years later, we discover that kindness never really ends. It just keeps growing, like rain nourishing seeds we didn't even know we'd planted. Asterisk, 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 the end. Asterisk.